Now it's time to talk about the compensation plan. And our company has a phenomenal compensation plan, and it's specifically designed to put more money into your pocket and my pocket. Part of the reason the company got started is not only to help people's physical health, but also their financial health. So let's show you how the money works. We're going to start by explaining a couple terms, and then we're going to go over the ranks in the compensation plan. The first terms we want to start with are BV and compression. BV is a term, it's a point value that the company assigns to the product. So whenever you purchase a product, you get a certain BV with that. And most of the time it's like $1 to 1. So if we talk about 50 BV, most of the time that's right around $50 US. But it does vary a little bit from currency to currency as the company expands internationally. So think of that as the point value, okay? It stands for bonus volume. Next one, compression. Compression is what the company uses to actually increase the payout. Sometimes when, let's say, Tom sponsors Sally, who sponsors Sue, who sponsors Mike, you know, if you were to think of this as traditional levels, for Tom, Sally would be level 1, Sue would be level 2, Mike would be level 3. But compression says we're only going to count those levels that are actually purchasing products, that are actually using over 50 BV in products. So let's say Sally has 50 BV. Well, she'll obviously be active. That's going to be level 1 for Tom. If Sue doesn't have any BV, that's not going to count as a level. Mike has 200 BV. This is going to be level 2. That's called compression, and it's a way to put more money in the hands of you and I. Okay, compression. We're going to talk about that as we talk about the different ranks. Let's introduce you to the ranks. We have junior associate, associate, managing associate, diamond, and on the other side, double diamond and triple diamond. As you can see, diamond is really a main component of our compensation plan. It's really, I think anybody who's doing this as a business wants to become a diamond. So let's show you how to get there. The first rank we're going to talk about is junior associate. Now the requirement for junior associate is real easy. 50 BV. That can just be a couple of bottles of products. 50 BV, just over $50 US. Again, it's going to vary a little bit from currency to currency according to what country you're in. As a qualified associate, junior associate, you're going to earn on a certain number of levels. And the compensation plan actually pays, it's got great potential to pay depth. So I'm going to go ahead and write down here the different levels that you can reach. And we'll go over each one. So as a junior associate, you're actually qualified to earn 5% on level 1 and 5% on level 2. You're in 2 levels as a qualified junior associate. As an associate, the qualification for an associate is 100 BV. And as a qualified associate, you can actually earn deeper in the organization, and you earn more on the original 2 levels as well. As a qualified associate, you earn 8% on level 1, 8% on level 2, and 7% on level 3. And there's one other thing for associates. If you do this on an auto ship, if you actually do 100 BV on an auto ship, you can earn a quick start. And this quick start is 20% of the people that you personally enroll in the business. 20% of their first month's purchases and 20% of their first month's auto ships, up to 300 BV. Even if they order multiple times within that month, 20% of that. And to do that, again, the requirement is you have to be a qualified associate with 100 BV auto ship. The next rank is a very important rank because it's the building block for diamonds. And that rank's called managing associate. Now, managing associate, the requirement is not just how much you purchase. The requirement is actually how you start building a group, because we're starting to move into group building here. So think of it as managing associates. You're building a group. You're managing a group. That's why they call it managing associate. The requirement is 150 BV personal purchases and at least 3 people with 50 or more BV in that calendar month, okay? 3 people personally enrolled or just sponsored on your front line, okay? They have to be front line. Compression doesn't work for that requirement. And in addition, for group building between you, the people on your front line, and the people that they've sponsored. And this compression does work. 900 BV in 2 levels. Now remember, this is compressed levels. Okay? So it might actually reach 3 levels or 4 levels. 2 levels of people that are actually enrolled and purchasing the products with over 50 BV. 900 BV in the first 2 levels. Those are the requirements. As a managing associate, there are 2 main benefits to that. The first one is you get deeper in your organization. You get paid deeper. You get 8% on your first, 8% on your second, 7% on your third, 6% on your fourth, 6% on your fifth. So you see you're picking up 2 extra levels there. In addition, for quick start, instead of 20%, you earn 30% quick start. And it doesn't have, there's not an auto-ship requirement for managing associate. If you've built the group and you're qualified as a managing associate, you now get 30% every time you personally enroll someone in the business. And the other nice thing is, say somewhere in your managing group, you have someone else that's an associate, that they're earning the 20%. You see the difference between 20 and 30%? That's extra 10%. That's an additional bonus that gets paid to you as the managing associate. Essentially, if you can help your people earn more money, you'll make more money too. And that's what I like about this compensation plan. It's designed to reward you helping people be successful. Okay, that's managing associate. The next rank is Diamond, and Diamond is going to be a favorite rank because you are going to love the benefits of being a Diamond. Diamond is actually what you, not only are you going to strive to become in this business, but you're going to be building diamonds. And as you build diamonds, you're going to be reaching double diamond and triple diamond. We'll talk about that in a minute. But here's where you actually build, instead of a small group, you're starting to build a bigger group. So here's how it works. As a Diamond, the first requirement is for you to purchase 300 BV. Now, it looks like a big step up, but it really isn't. And the reason it isn't is because this is designed for you to get in and learn more about the company's products and the different products line. Not only the nutritional products, the skincare products, the personal care products, the home products, the pet food. You can start to take things that you were already spending money on from another store and move those purchases into your own store. Maybe it's a fragrance that you like to have in your house, some of the essential oils, some of those kind of things. You can move into your business. And that's why there's a step up in the BV. They want you to learn more about the other products. Try them. And then you need to help people be successful. That's one of the key things that's a real criteria for Diamond. You need 3 people frontline. And again, compression doesn't count for this, but 3 people that are managing associates. And if you remember, managing associates, they have groups, right? They're starting to build groups, and they've got small groups that are growing here. So imagine that you've got 3 people that have these kind of groups. You see how your business is growing? Total BV here that you need is 5,400 BV in 3 levels. That's your requirement. 5,400 BV in 3 levels. 900, 900, 900, you're halfway there just by having the minimum on your managing associates. And obviously, a lot of your managing associates will be bigger. They'll have more volume with it. So, 5,400 BV. Most people, by the time they get their 3 managing associates, are pretty close to that 5,400 BV, so they come kind of together. But that's the requirement to be Diamond. Let's look at the bonus. The bonus to Diamonds. First of all, you get the same percentages. The same percentages here on the first 5 levels. But you pick up the 6th level. And the 6th level is a big pickup. You see that 8%? Okay? It's actually an increase, and it's designed as you get an organization that grows wide, that there's a lot of money that's here. The other thing that's real exciting about Diamond is Diamonds get the Diamond Infinity bonus. And we're going to do this one in red because it's such an exciting bonus. See this little arrow here? It's not based on individuals. That's what this arrow represents. It's actually based on groups. So it starts when you're at Diamond on your 7th level, and you get paid on that 2%, and it continues down through infinity, or at the very minimum, through the 6th level of the 6th Diamond. Okay? So even if you have Diamond on top of Diamond on top of Diamond on top of Diamond, 6 diamonds in a row, you get at least 12 levels. And there will be a lot of places that you'll reach much, much deeper than that. There are some places, I know in our organization, that we actually reach 50 levels deep. So there's no limit to how many levels this can represent. Again, it's based on groups. So you get paid through the 6th level of the 6th diamond, and that's the infinity bonus, and that's huge. In fact, as your group grows and you get an organization that starts to really take on a life of its own, when you've created that duplication that you've learned about, this infinity bonus, this little 2%, can be worth more than all of the other percentages that you've seen here. Okay? Now remember, as a diamond, you also still get this 30% quick start that we had at Managing Associate. Okay? That's still applicable. So you get that plus these bonuses, plus there's other incentives. The company does some diamond retreats, and if you're diamond for a year, there's some other travel incentives and different things that they do. So there's some great recognition for being a diamond, and that's why we've taken the time to make this one special and unique here, so it'll kind of stand out to you. Remember, this is going to be your first goal. Your building block is Managing Associate, but this is your first goal. Next, let's talk about what happens when you start to create other diamonds in your organization. The next rank we want to talk about is double diamond, and double diamond is what happens as you start to build other diamonds. First requirement is you qualify as a diamond yourself, and then you have 3 diamond legs. Okay, now diamond legs are different than when we were here with Diamond and Managing Associates. It doesn't have to be front level. It might be somebody that you personally sponsor reaches diamond, but it could be somebody that's underneath that organization, level 2, maybe even level 3 or level 4. As long as you have 3 different legs that are a diamond, you qualify as a double diamond. There is a volume requirement of 7,500 BV. Most people have that when they have the 3 diamond legs. Okay, so 3 diamond legs, you become a double diamond. Now, as a double diamond, the bonus is you get everything that a diamond gets. Everything as a diamond, plus there's an extra bonus. And it's a dream bonus. I like to call it the car bonus. How would you like to be driving around in a brand new car because you reached double diamond? See, that's something you can do here as a double diamond. That's that extra bonus. And it's a great bonus. The final rank we want to talk about is triple diamond. And triple diamond is a phenomenal rank. This is kind of the mother lode of the compensation plan. As a triple diamond, you need to qualify as a diamond, and then you have to have 9 diamond legs. And remember, they don't have to be front line. They can be anywhere in separate legs. And so that's kind of encouraging you to build your group, to drive lines. And if you have somebody that's serious about the business, even if they're not on your first or second or third, or even your top 6 levels, wherever they are in their organization, if you can help them become a diamond, they count as a diamond leg. Okay, 9 different diamond legs. When you do that, you get everything as a diamond, plus, and again, we're going to do this one in red, plus part of the global bonus pool. There's a global bonus pool. This counts everybody in the entire world, even if they're not in your organization. And this is where you can start to earn money on people that are in your upline, crossline, anywhere in the company. If they're being successful as a triple diamond, you're kind of one of the leaders of the company. And so you participate in the success of the company. 0.5%. Divided up amongst the triple diamonds. I can tell you from experience, when you get here, this can be a big increase in your income. That's the compensation plan. As you can see, it's not too complex, but even if you don't understand all the details, you still get paid. And there's incredible power behind it. Let's take a few minutes and talk about this potential, this power. As you build a business with this compensation plan, obviously, you're going to have some people who just want to use the products. We're going to assume you have 5 customers. Now, the average customer, we're going to assume, uses 50 BV. Only 50. And these customers, remember, a customer isn't somebody who's building the business, they're just using the products. They're just seeing the benefits with their health. In addition to that, you're going to have business builders. And business builders are going to do the same kind of things you're doing. Now, in the compensation plan, a lot for a Managing Associate, for Diamond, it's based on the number of 3, but I will encourage you to overbuild. If the company requires 3, I'd encourage you to have at least 5. So we're going to use the number 5 in our demonstration. And each business builder is doing exactly what you're doing. Now, if you're just a managing associate, in addition to 5 customers, 5 times 50, 250, you've got your own 150 to that, so each of these is going to represent 400 BV. So you have 5 business builders. And each of those business builders goes out there and develops 5 business builders. And each of those business builders goes out there and develops 5 more business builders, who develop 5 more business builders, who develop 5 more business builders. Now, obviously, you can reach much, much deeper than this in the compensation plan. We've only taken this down through 5 levels of duplication, and we have shown you that the company pays 6, and you can even have the infinity bonus that pays 7 and beyond, so much, much deeper than this. But for our purposes, we're going to leave it at these numbers for now. So let's look at what each business builder represents. You've got 5 business builders, and how much volume do they have in each of their groups? Well, if you come back, they have some customers, plus their own personal purchase, so we're saying 400 BV in each of their groups. So 5 times 400 equals, that's 2,000. 25 times 400 is 10,000. 125 times 400, 50,000. 625 times 400, 250,000. You see the numbers start to really grow here. 3,125 times 400. So what kind of commissions, what kind of a bonus check would you expect from this kind of volume? Well, 2,000 BV. If you remember back to what we talked about, if you're an associate or managing associate, you're a diamond, you earn 8%. And 8% times 2,000 BV equals $160 US. Remember, as a managing associate, you have a 150 BV requirement that you're personally spending on the products. And so this is your break-even point right here. You've already broken even in your business. Times 10,000, also at 8%, $800. Now, for these, just to make it easy on the math, we're going to use 6%. And I know that you can have some places where you'll have 7%, some places where you'll have 6%, some places where you'll have 8%. But just to make it easy on the math, we're going to use 6% here. So 50,000 times 6% is $3,000. 250 times 6% is $15,000. And I'm actually not going to include this one right now. Sometimes the numbers get a little big. So let's just add this up. Not counting this level, not counting that volume at all, you're looking already at $18,960 a month. And I can tell you the first time that I received a check that was bigger than this, it was a great day for me. I actually earned more in 1 month than I had done in 3 months previous to that. And that's the kind of power that this compensation plan has. Because remember, this isn't a yearly income. This is monthly. And if you want to calculate for a year's time, just here, you're looking at over $220,000 a year. Now, again, that's not the full potential because we haven't even calculated this 5th level of duplication, or any 6th level, or any 7th level. And many people are actually earning even more than this. But for our purposes today, hopefully you can understand the potential here in this compensation plan. Now, just to reiterate this, if you're building your business correctly, you're going to have 5 customers and at least 5 business builders, and you're going to teach your people to do the same. And if you build your business based on those principles, where you're getting 5 and you're teaching your people to get 5, these really are the kind of incomes that you can see with this compensation plan. The next thing we want to do is talk a little bit about what makes our compensation plan unique. And there's some incredible principles at work here. First one we're going to talk about is balance. See, typically there is what we call front, middle, and end part of the compensation plan. And if you think of it this way, the front, this is your beginner. Okay? and this can be your leader. And somebody that's got a big group. A lot of compensation plans aren't balanced. It's like they put all of their money on one end or another. And so if you're making good money as a leader, a lot of times those compensation plans pay out next to nothing to the beginners. It's almost like you work for free till you build a group, and then you start to get paid. Well, our company is not that way. Our compensation plan is not that way. From the very beginning, you can make good money. That's what the quick start is for. So there's good money at the beginning. If you remember those levels, the 8, 8, 7, there's over 23% here, plus the quick start that's here on the front end. As a managing associate, the middle people, 8, 8, 7, 6, 6. Look, 35% here to the middle end, plus the quick start. Instead of a 20% quick start, it's a 30% quick start. So again, there's great money for these people in the beginning and in the middle. Now let's look at the end. Let's look at the diamonds, the double diamonds, the triple diamonds. 8, 8, 7, 6, 6, 8, plus 2% times 6 through the 6th diamond, 7th level. Okay, through the 7th level of the 6th diamond. That's a total of 55%, plus other incentives. Plus you've got the triple diamond bonus, the car bonus, the quick start in addition to this. As you can see, there's great balance here with our compensation plan, and that's something that's very unique in the industry. The next thing that makes this compensation plan unique is its actual payout. See, a lot of companies talk about potential payout. A lot of companies, they'll tell you, you add up all their percentages, and this is how much we potentially would pay with this compensation plan. If you do our potential payout, it's very, very large. But potential payout isn't what you take to the bank. What you actually take to the bank is obviously the actual payout. And in the industry, most companies will pay 30 to 38% for their actual payout. 30 to 38%. That's what the industry says you should have as your actual payout. Our company is very unique. Our company, the actual payout for our company runs between 52 and 56%. That's because in addition to those percentages that I showed you there for a leader, you've got the extra money for the quick start, you've got the extra money for the triple diamond bonus, for the car bonus, for some of those other bonuses that are in addition. So we have some months where we've actually been up to 56%. So 52 to 56%, you see a big gap there. And that's one of the things that really sets our compensation plan apart. If you're going to do the same amount of work, why not make more money at it? The next thing we want to talk about are incentives. Now, in some compensation plans, you'll see an incentive. If this is you, and let's say you've got Tom underneath you that starts to really be successful, and Tom achieves a rank that is higher than you, you'll actually see Tom where he will either break away or roll up to the person above you. Okay? Breaks away or roll up. In our company, we have none of that. We have no breakaways or roll-ups, which means there's no negative incentives. You will never earn less on Tom because he is more successful than you. Okay? As his group grows, you actually will earn more on that. And there will be times when maybe Tom has has built such a phenomenal group that he'll actually earn more on it than you, and that's fine, but you don't have any breakaways or roll-ups. There's something else that's unique about this with our incentives. Because there's no negative incentives, and I'm going to write that down, no negative incentives. Because we have no negative incentives, even if you take a month off, let's say 1 month you don't qualify as a diamond. You'd been a diamond, maybe a double diamond or a triple diamond, and 1 month you don't qualify that. Well, that month you'll get paid at whatever rank you did qualify at, but you don't lose your position. Your group is still your group. Your organization is still your organization. So later you can go back, and when you do qualify, you have your entire group there. And that's what we mean with no breakaways and no roll-ups. No negative incentives. We will always be encouraged to help our people be successful, because the more our people are successful, the more we're successful too. And I love that about this compensation plan, because really, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? As we help other people be successful, we build our own success. want to take just a minute to explain the real power of compression. This is really something that does set our compensation plan apart. See, if this is you, and here's your organization, in this organization, Ralph's on your 7th level. And a lot of companies, let's say Tom does 50, Sally does 0, Sue does 200, Mike does 100, Larry does 0, Bob does 0, and Ralph does 150. In a lot of companies, Ralph is paid on your 7th level. Not only do they say Ralph is paid on your 7th level, but then when they use it for qualification purposes, Ralph's also on your 7th level for qualification purposes. One of the things that makes our company unique in the compression is that we use compression for requirements. So you're going to learn about managing associated and about Diamond and the volume requirements for that. But in those volume requirements as well, Tom is level 1. Sue is level 2 because she's the second person that's ordering. Mike would be level 3 and Ralph would be level 4. And that's one of the things that's unique about our company is because we use compression for the requirements. The second thing is we use this for B, the payout. So even though Ralph might be on your 7th level, he's paid out as if he's on your 4th. And those are the two things that make compression such a wonderful thing for you and me. This compression is one of the reasons that our actual payout is as high as it is. It keeps money in your pocket and my pocket. Something else that makes this compensation plan very unique is its unlimited potential. There's no limit on how much you can earn. Some compensation plans put a cap on how much they're willing to pay you. But the bigger you build your organization, the better you get at sharing this message and changing the lives of others. The more people you affect, the greater your potential is, the greater your earning is. So we have unlimited potential with this compensation plan. And not only is it unlimited, but it's also residual. Think of it as an income stream. How would you like to be able to work once and get paid over and over again? That's what this compensation plan has the power to do. And it's phenomenal. I love being able to go out on vacation, and even if I take a month off, come back and there's a check in the mail waiting for me because of the work that I've already done. And you can have the same thing. Be able to work once and get paid over and over again. Residual income with unlimited potential.